Good morning, people. It's Tuesday, I think. It's morning. We need to talk about something extremely important. Um, the foundation for cheese making. So, I, I've been all over the place with videos, but I never actually talk about why the dog doesn't stop growling at whatever it hears, whatever he hears. But moving on. I never talk about the foundation of cheese and where you really need to start. And this is what's the most important. Um, Foundation of cheese, people, it starts with this. It's coffee. It's coffee. So, in order to make cheese, you gotta drink a lot of coffee. Excuse me, people. Sorry. That's what you need. Right there. Um, yeah, I just did that. Um, I was up late last night with work, and so I'm up early this morning because that's what you do when you have to adult it, right? If any of you have been parents, which I'm sure most of you are, when you adult it, you know what it means. Anyway, we're not talking about that. We're going to talk about this stuff over here. I don't know if you can see it there. There it is. Milk. Nope, not talking about milk. We're talking about what I put in here. That is brine. You see that down there? It is brine. That is a mixture of 2.5 pounds of salt, 2.5 pounds of non-iodine salt. Okay, you cannot use iodine salt in brine. Okay, nor can you use a reactive pan. Both of those things will change and affect the way your cheese ages and causes aging complications. Excuse me. So you need that. You need vinegar, right? Okay. So just kind of show you. You need the salt, 2.5 pounds, tablespoon of vinegar, tablespoon of calcium chloride, 1 gallon of purified water. Please, people, don't use well water. Don't use chlorinated water. Use purified water. If you can't get it, boil it, okay? There is no reason to spend all day making a cheese to shortcut it. And this goes with every step. I'll start from step 1 to step 8 or whatever it is. Don't ever shortcut it. You shortcut it, you're gonna shoot yourself in the foot and screw yourself in the end. You know, I can't for the life of me, only because I've done this so many times in my early years, for the life of me figure out why you would put so much time and energy into something just to piss it all down the drain. So don't piss it down the drain, okay? Do the right thing, get the right ingredients. The other thing that you need to understand is brine to cheese calculation, okay? That differs for every single cheese. You can't just throw a cheese in there and because the recipe says, oh, let's brine it for 6 hours. That is not how it works. And I can tell you again, most of the recipes are wrong. You need to use a formula. The formula for calculating your brine rate for cheese is 1 hour of brining per 1 pound of cheese times 1 inch of cheese. So if you have a cheese that is 4 pounds and it is 2 inches thick, you need 4 hours per 4 pounds times 2 inches of cheese for a grand total of 8 hours. If you have a 5-pound cheese and it is 2 inches thick, that's 10 hours. If you have a 5-pound cheese and it is 3 inches thick, that is 15 hours. 15-hour brine doesn't mean it's 10 hours. It means it's 15. I mean, it's what it is. You need to have the right density of salt in your cheese. When you do a natural brine, this includes dry salting too, you have to have the right amount of salt in that cheese to draw the right amount of moisture out of that cheese, or you are going to have significant problems with your cheese. So, short of it is, follow that calculation. You'll develop a nice healthy rind with little maintenance. I just did a little video a second ago on rind maintenance on my maple and walnut cheese that I made. And that thing's been down there for over a month now. It's just a little bit of white mold and touch of blue mold, okay? Easy maintenance, a little bit of vinegar, wipes right off. Little coating of oil, boom, stick it right back in there. It's good for another month, which is all it's gonna need to be finished. But I'll tell you what, if you don't salt your cheese right, you don't brine your cheese right, you are gonna spend hell amount of time down there trying to chase the rabbit and beat that mold down, and that's not gonna happen, okay? On a natural rind cheese, you want certain molds, you want some whites, you want some blues, and that's fine. But you don't want it to go crazy with molds. I mean, you probably want to keep them to a minimum. You can go crazy on the molds if you want, but that'll lead to a very, very earthy taste. So then you may end up cutting off a good portion of your rind because it may not taste good with the particular cheese you're making. So if you want a lot of mold growth, they're more suited for like a bandage wrap cheese, where you've got that layer of lard and that bandaging on the top, and that mold can then sit kind of, or the lard and the bandage can sit mid-layer between the mold and transfuse and draw that oxygen, the oxygen and the wave between that little barrier you've got there. But that's it, people. I'll probably do another one on dry salting later on. I'll show you guys how to do that whenever I have a cheese to dry salt, which is not today. But anyway, and then the next most important part of cheese making and finishing a cheese is to always have another cup of coffee on hand. See you, people.